Hi guys, hope you are doing well. Today we will be looking at face rigging. Finally, I prepared project and I made three faces, and we will be looking three complexity like simple, medium, and super complex. I think I'm using mostly the simple one, but sometimes I also go with medium. So if you are new to this channel, we are animating 2D characters in for games. We are using Spine 2D tool. Let me actually switch to that program. Here's it. And these are our faces. From left to right, we have simple, medium, and complex rig. You can see that this video is super long. It's basically an extended version of my previous video about 3D face, but I think I added some new stuff at the end. Even though I'm not using it, I use most of the first version. But I think you will learn something. If you are experienced animator, just skip ahead or maybe ignore this video at all. So, okay, that's it. Let me hide the bone so you can see the result. Okay, let's break it down. Before starting rigging process, let me show you some stuff. Let me actually unhide some sections, bones. So the first one uses merged head, you can see, while the other two use like cut down, you can see the parts separately. So this is the benefit of the first one of the benefits, of course. You go with a merged face and with much simple mesh, while in this situation you get much higher details here, you can see. Okay, now I'm going to create a clean version of this and we'll start from the simple one. Let's see. Well, you can see that I have copied, duplicated the first rig. I removed or reverted all meshes. I left this bone, controller one, that contains eyes and mouth. It's not gonna be exactly the same way as I did the previous one because I have it meshed, but this time I will go even without meshing it. So for now, as you can see, this bone just moves all in one plane and we need to keep it that way. So for that, we need to face support that idea. Let's mesh it and let's create basic mesh. We don't create overcomplicated like vertices. If you see some flow lines, like some lines that like tell your stream just move add some vertices because it's so logical to add a lot of vertices here on the nose line, on the eyebrows. But if you are not going to use them, don't do it. You will affect the art will affect performance and you will have much more headaches than just keeping it simple. So for now I have this section plain and static. So for that, I need to create this kind of section to complement that bone movement. Okay, I have it created. Now let's go back and bind it to the bones, root bone and controller bone. Yes, let's give all to the root bone and this ring, this loop. Let's move it to the face. So we get basically a basic movement. Very ugly, of course. But if we do some little tricks, I will also add values to the edge. We'll also add some points here to give this part a little bit 3D stuff. And let's see if that improves something. Yes, I think I have finished. Yeah, it's not very flexible. You can see that it helps out a little bit, but if we make it very small, for example, if you have a character appearing in the game not that big, you can see that it does pretty nice job for like 3 minutes or 4 minutes rig. And you can see that right now the eye can move over the nose. So if that's the case, you can just cut also the nose and create the layering exactly the same way as the mouth is here. Also, make sure to not just move this, but also use rotation key, rotation, because sometimes with this rig, moving is not enough. So you have to just scale or maybe rotate or sometimes even shear it to squeeze everything from it. Well, basically this is it. So let's move to the second one. And moving to the second rig, I have also copied, duplicated, cleaned up, reverted all meshes and left 4 bonds. 2 for eye bonds, eye images. One will be our controller and the other one will like assistant bond which will be moving opposite way with the help of our constraints. So we will do constraint. Let's do it actually right now. So I selected this bone, I created constraint, and now I need to select a target. So I click this bone, and after that, with some settings here, this bone will start following this controller bone. Let's hit match. That will save the distance between two bones, and let's mark what we want to be following. So I'm going to add -100 and -100 for y value. This way it moves exactly the opposite way. So this is going to imitate the backside of the head. The eye bones are going to be also constrained to this bone. I will add random names later with again hitting match to store the distance, and let's give some 80% for both of them approximately. I'm going to modify them later. Similarly, let's do for this side. Generate random name, store the distance 80%, and let's see. You can see that the eyes are staying behind because they are following only with 80% value. So this is the first step that I will do. In this rig we will have eye fully like isolated. Eye will not that part of the eyes will not respond to the controller. Only the full eye bone will take all the parts of the eye and move it. While in this case, if we move the controller, the shape of the eye will change. We will come back to this rig later. Okay, now we have moving eyes. We need to create a mesh. This time you can see that I have parts separated. This will give me more freedom, and since we went to a little bit difficult, like medium complexity rig, we can like create more complex meshes, since every like slice of the face will be affected differently. So again, don't go too crazy. It should be detailed but not like realistic. I will try to do tiny bit detailed and later come back and modify it if needed. It's important to isolate the edge of the art, especially when it has some outlines like this. So for that, I would go and create another ring inside, just to have like control over the like edges. Otherwise, sometimes they stretch or break, and I end up like losing control over it. We don't need this part, so even those points are not necessary. But we need here some extra very careful keys because the eyebrow is going to move and we will be expanding this section to give some 3D effect. It's not necessary, but if we can, it's better to have it. This is extreme case. If the eyebrow would go here and wrap the head the other side, I would most probably cut the eyebrows in separate layers and move them separately. So this way, I saw this gap, I thought I could go there and create this separation. So let's create another eyebrow mesh here. Pay attention at this cheek, like folds. I don't know how they call it in English, but they are very important to keep the face realistic. If you break those lines, face gets very distorted. Same would go the chin. And also I would add a bone here to give more 3D, or maybe like 2 points, not one, 2 vertices here. Similarly here, and maybe go up a little bit. Okay, let's see what we have. Maybe here something. Again, if you are bored, just skip ahead. I just don't want to fast forward this section because I don't know, maybe people are just starting using Spine and they really need it. I will mark the sections, so please be patient and skip forward if you are really familiar with these techniques. Okay, I think I would also need control here. Yes, and forehead, like big swings of triangles. Yeah, I'm going to revise them later. I need to see how they work with the controllers. Maybe I will need some ring here, but I'm not adding it now. I will see if I can go without it. Anyway, I'm going to come back to this. Let's also mesh this. I will be quick also here. Since this is a little bit 3D and not flat, maybe we need to add more lines here to be able to move them and give nice 3D look when we turn the head. Let's also do this. Same would go here. This part is going to shorten and the hair are thick, So in that case, I would add another line here. That will allow me to move this ring, which will give nice 3D touch. Also, if you want to select the line, the orange line or the edge, you can hold Shift, click, and it will select the whole ring. Yeah, it will like flow to the next point through this line and will stop at the cross section. So you can select this or this, and you can even with Control Shift select both of them or this one. I use this a lot when I create rings on the nose, on the eyes. So for example, yeah, let's do that example for the nose when we will mesh it. Let's see what we have here. Let's also mesh the mouth. If you are going to open and close the mouth or make transitions between different mouth types, I would suggest also meshing inside like teeth and separating them. Let me show you what I mean. So this way you could actually manipulate the teeth separately. To open and close the mouth. So for example, if you want to close the mouth without isolating teeth, it would like also distort the teeth, but this way it can give like a little bit more realistic look. Okay, let's also mesh the nose. I think this is enough. Let's come back to it later. And when I said rings, for example, I can select this nose ring. Let me also finish this section. So I can, with Shift Held, I can select this ring, move it. Select this part, move it. I think you get the idea. Okay, let's also quickly do the ear. Nothing to do complex here. Separate this part. Also do this. Yes. Now let's see what we have here. So I have removed this side hair. I'm going to use this part because I want to turn it to his left side a little bit more than we have here. And you can see when we turn it too much, this section appears like empty. So I use this part, but since right now it shouldn't be visible, like, or maybe this way, I leave it here for now, and when I finish the rig, I will bind it in a different pose when the head is in this position. So let's mesh it, and I will be back to this binding and explaining it at the end of the rigging segment. I'm not going to rig the eyes, I will just leave them closed this way. I will rig the eyes in the last Since this is very straightforward, the eye will be isolated in this bone, nothing inside the eye will behave differently. So everything will follow this rule, even the pupils and everything. So let's see. Yeah, I think we miss also this. Yeah, let's do this maybe. Let's see what we miss here. I will filter meshes and bonds. We'll go and select this bond and see. We have missed this one, which I will do very quickly. We have missed this one. And again, let's leave it this way. And that's it, yeah. This is another state of the mode. Let's disable filters. And now let's start binding them. So I will start from the face, even though I already added transforms for the eyes. Those are very good, strong guidelines for me where the face should go. So in this case, I will just enter animation mode and create an animation. Create a loop, basically. And we'll start binding it. In setup pose, I will bind on controller and opposite band. Give it full to the opposite. It doesn't matter to whom you give it, just like cleanse up the bindings. Let's also bind this and this and everything else. What we have meshed. I will skip this one for now. I'm going to bind it later. Yeah, we missed the nose and the nostril. Yeah, everything is done. So you can go and start painting it using the add tool. I would always reduce or increase the feather. In this case, reduce the strength of the brush. It's basically a brush. Select the all keys and let's see. So the pink one is the backside of the head. So we will need to paint with blue one. Let's paint front of the face. It's not gonna look nice yet, but be patient. Always animate, move the frame so you can see, and go quickly over all adjustments so you can see the picture quickly. Don't polish one part to the end. Just move quickly. Yeah, it may look very easy as I do, but I have a lot of experience of doing it. So you need to get your own experience. So don't be scared. Believe me, you will learn it. Don't use brush. You can go and use direct weighting, but please don't be scared. If you need any help, you can find us in Discord channel. I think everyone that who has experience would love to have beginners. And I think we have a great community, very helpful. You can see I jump from brushing to direct editing, and at the end you will see that I only use direct weighting, because with brush you can easily do like batch modifications weighting, but when most of it is done, doing tiny adjustment is much easier with direct mode. You can see that I'm concentrating only on this pose of the head. After 10 I will also fix the other pose. So for right now the head only comes forward and moves to the right. After I fix this, I will try to move more to the left and also add this section of the hair. It's very tedious work, you need to be patient. And believe your skills. Even now I don't see like it's becoming a good result, but I know after some time I will have something nice. I already see that I need some practices here. And here is the gap that I was so worried about. You can see that we can push the eyebrow without disturbing this outline. So this comes with experience. If you are new, you may wondering, oh, how would I know? But after some times, you start developing some kind of feeling of, yeah, I don't know, well, it's everywhere. So wherever you get experience, you become better. So You can see that all mesh is moving except the eyes. Eyes are just moving with their root one. So we can close this gap by just adding new vertices, but we can't touch, like, well, in this rig I would not touch the eye meshes. Looking good. Similar ring would go here. Let's update binding and try to close this gap. Close it. Yeah, I don't like the eye. It comes too much to this point. In this case, we have ability to move it less than the other eye. It's not correct. Like, this way we will break the whole idea of being 2D. But anyway, this is not. It would not be possible to use just transforms and achieve 2D effect. So let's see in animation what we like. For that, let's move the eye here. Try to also align it with y-axis. And also let's move this one. Let's give it less value. Yes, I think I like it. You can see that one eye is smaller than the big eye. This is the issue. Well, it's not an issue, it's just a limitation of 2D art becoming 3D. So when artists are drawing, they will draw in a nice pose. Of course, they want it to be beautiful. But a nicer pose, that means face is in perspective, eyes are smaller, and you can see that from the holes. This one is smaller than that. And it creates huge problems when you want to create a nice looking 3D. So you have to avoid some kind of stuff, close the gaps, or maybe modify something, find solutions. But with every phase you get new challenges, so there is no one way to solve everything. Just be aware, some phase may have like horns, some would carry a head, some would have maybe very small eyes. I don't know. New challenges with every phase. Okay, let's see. Let's now work on this gap. Adjust with the eye. I think we are okay with this gap. Yeah, we are totally fine. You can see that we didn't even touch the nose. Oh yeah, I forgot to transfer the transform values. This one we have key, but we need them to move to the setup pose. For that, I will just remember 46 and 72 for the other one. Let's add those values. 72, and I think it was this one. No, we have already done it. Well, bad naming just makes everything difficult. Fast at first, but difficult at the end. So it was 46, yeah, I remember. Let's see. Let's remove the keys. Yes, let's fix this. What's wrong with you? How can I fix this? I need it. Just fix it. Yeah, we are fine here. Let's also put the nose in right position. Okay. I'm looking at this section. It has to connect to the forehead, obviously. And I'm looking to nostrils and the tip. The other part will flow appropriately if we fix all this. Also, we need this. Let's fix this. It's super easy. And basically it works already very nice. So maybe with tiny adjustment. I wish I had some sculpting skills, so I would kill this task. But I feel sometimes I struggle to find the shape to correct way how it could look. This is basically very important. The more quality you put in here, the more skills you need, like drawing, sculpting, whatever. Like it's important. So if sometimes it ends up crappy, not necessarily it's your technique. So maybe you did it very good, but you need to feel the shapes. Yes, I think I will not go too much. Let's see the eyebrows. They need to be equal size. I think the face is now fully frontal. And this eyebrow can expand a little bit. Okay, I think oh no, we missed the hairs. Let's quickly adjust them. I think we lost all of our experienced animator here. So if you are here, you either have a lot of time or you just joined to this community and working your way out to become a great animator with spine. I wish you good luck. I really do want you to succeed in this path. And I would suggest quickly find the way to community because we are helpful. And yeah, you can also find me on Discord as the other animators. I think most of us are there once in a while helping each other. We are going to show our bald head, so let's push it back. Go away, baldness. And it's not going away, it's really not going away. I think I will need to move this hair. It narrows the head too much. Yes, it covers the baldness, but let's bring this edge back. Yes, I'm fine with this side. I'm fine with the front. Okay, we have a problem here. They are intersecting, overlapping. Let's try to fix it also. maybe we didn't fix it, or maybe we can also fix this section. Let's see. So hard to understand where those cheekbones are going. This is where I need sculpting skills, and you can see that I is flowing in the socket, so I don't like it. I really don't like it. So let's try to find another value for the eye. 66, for example. Let's copy that value and put it here, and also here. Remove the key, and we have a new hole. But let's assume hole will be gone soon. Yeah, let's leave the eye here and close the gap. Yes. Okay, I think we have the last thing remaining, which will be this part. So as I said, I wanted it to bind at this moment when the head is visible. So when it goes back, it will deform accordingly. So for that, I will move it here, like let's assume we are moving it here. Let's also deform it. I will transfer this deformation to the setup pose, so we avoid creating deformities here. Somehow it affects performance in the devices, mobile devices, probably, or everywhere. Let's assume we are happy with this. I will select all vertices with box selection, copy, vertex position copy, go back here and select again all vertices and paste it here. I think we need to keep the order relatively. Control Z and deselect, select it and select again. We need to keep the order of the vertices as selection, otherwise there will mess up and we will not be able to paste it. Now we have it correctly pasted. Let's remove the key. We have it perfectly aligned. Let's now bind it. See, I didn't bind it previously, just to be able to bind it animation mode. Here, now we are binding it to this. And when we move it back, we can accordingly align it as we did with other parts. Okay, let's see how we can do now. It's not enough. Just to go more. Let's use smoothing. I wish I had sculpting skills. I see something is off, but I don't understand. Some parts are floating, but I don't want to spend forever here. We need to move forward with the other rig. Let's also fix the mouth, I think. Yes. So let's sum it up. So we have one controller, we have a head that moves. Let's see, did it do good or we did it worse as I did previously. I think it looks same. Anyway, it could improve, of course. I don't have much time. You can see that hair are not looking properly, but it depends how much time you want to spend here. So improve as you have time. But basically you got the idea. The other thing I want to mention that if you want to go with this flat rig, that you want to have this ability like that backbone moves opposite way, while here it stays still. You can add another bone. It makes controlling a little bit difficult, but I don't know. It depends what you want to achieve. So we have a middle bone that will contain both of these bones. One is basically controller that we left untouched, and this one will be as an opposite bone. We are not going to use constraint here. We will be just using a scale inheritance option. So now that I scale it, you can see that everything works. Oh, it's so nice, so it's fine. Yes, looks good. Let me also do this one. Oh, interesting. Looks like cartoon character. I'm going to do also here something. Oh, it's awesome. I never tried. What if we scale on one axis? Okay, let's spend too much time here. Okay, so I will deselect the scale here for these children bones, and now when I scale it, you can see that this bone moves this way and this bone moves the opposite way. So we somehow achieve that effect. If we scale in one direction, it behaves exactly the same. Well, maybe programmatically it behaves differently, but we can achieve similar result. We will need also to disable rotation if we want to it like moves perfectly without snapping. And up and down. So this is just to avoid constraining or constrain transform. Okay, let's move to the final one. Now this one will be a little bit longer, so I am going to cut some part. Maybe I'm not going to mesh. I think it's basically the same. Parts are exactly the same. I have just new parts introduced at the top of the head, but everything is exactly the same. I will just show how well this works, how the eyes are working, and basically just showing how it works and not doing it from scratch. Maybe some part I will do from scratch because this video is already passing on our mark, so let's avoid that. Okay, let's see. And we are at the third rig. I'm going to explain this rather than do from scratch. It will take like 2 hours for me, I think, to do it from scratch. And I really hate this face with all my heart. I did so much skinning and working here, and please just see how it works. I think you will understand. Whatever question you have, just ask me in the comments. I will explain. We can video chat. I will explain everything what you want. So just to not this video longer and not torture myself. Okay, before starting, I want to say that I mostly go with this face. It's super quick, super easy, and it covers most of the things. If I use like big characters, of course I will think about moving to this sheet, but mostly I do this one. So I never did this. I tried this first time. I saw similar technique for the dog. One Russian guy did it, and I like it. I wanted to try on the face, and it came up very nice looking. One thing that I want you to say if you want to go with this one. Make sure you have nice drawing skills or understanding the perspective, the shape, or sculpting skills. It would really help you because I gave me freedom to move all vertices wherever I want, but I ended up not understanding how to move them, like where to go, like how the chin will behave and everything. So be careful when you pick this, and also there are a lot of constraints here for the eyes, for all the parts. So let's see. So basically we have one circle, this one. Let me enable that circle. Here is it. And we can rotate a bone in here, it rotates like in its local position. It doesn't know that it's scaled because we scaled the parent. So this is the normal state of the circle. I scaled it, I rotated appropriately like this position, and after that I started to bind. But before scaling and rotating, I placed these bones, the yellow ones. So I located them. Let me also enable, I think I had one. Yeah, I had one nice looking image here, like reference. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah. So I rotated this way, and I aligned those points to the nose, like eyes and the other eye and ears. And after that I scaled them. Let me Control Z. I scaled them, positioned exactly like this, and started to weight them. So nothing really special, just in this case we have very powerful bones, this line, and the one at the back, this one. We can add as many as we want to give more details. In this case we just have one for the back side. You can see ear, cheekbone or eye, cheekbone or eye, and nose. We could go and add another bone here and another bone here to complete this circle. But I didn't went into more details here, although sometimes I really need those two missing bones. Anyway, so when we have those bones, you can see they are rotating circular way in 3D. When we have them, we have freedom of binding the mesh wherever we want. So if you see this mesh, you can bind directly to this bone, and once it comes to this side, you bind it to this. So binding it was very tedious and very new and difficult for me. I'm not going to bind it again, but basically I explained it. This section would be bound to this, and once it goes to the end edge, it would be bound to the backbone. Let's also see the overlay effect, overlay color. And now let's check the eyes. This is the first rig that when we rotate the head, the eye shape changes, the eyelids are changing. So apart from they are bound to this up and down blinking bone, you can see the section of the eyes are also bound to these bones as the rest face. So I did only the edge section to not disturb the up and down movement, otherwise it would like distort everything here. So this way I left the blinking functionality while also keeping the perspective, like 3D rotation. And yeah, since we have ability to move the head down, we would expose our bald head, or absence of the head. So that's I went and like draw some or maybe modified some parts to the top part of the head. And yes, that's it for this rig. It was very quick to explain it. I'm pretty sure if you are new, you may not understand how I did the circular stuff, but please find me in community and under comments. I will be happy to help to explain. We will set up a call. I will explain everything what I did. I'm thinking about sharing also this project. I'm not sure about it because the art is not mine, and I don't know how people will react on this. But let me some time. I will think about it. Maybe I will share the art. Also, before leaving you, I want to share another technique that I tried before this. I wanted to not complicate this much because I understand this is not realistic. Nobody is gonna use this. So I wanted to do another way, to similar way, but much easier. I ended up finding one solution, but I didn't read this. I think it's not ready yet. I'm experimenting with it. So we have bones like controllers. Well, we have one controller, but like three bones as those are here. But they are just targets of IK chains. And you can see that at some point one of them starts to slow and the nose will continue moving until one point. So you can imagine the face ends here, the eyes ends here, and the nose ends here. When we move it frontal, everything overlaps, and when we move it this way, again, nose is overlapping to the face, but at some point, nose will poke up. So this is another technique. I'm not sure is it useful or no, but just sharing with this. So okay, this is it. So let me know in the comments. This video was super long, so I want to know your reactions, your feedback on this. Should I continue making these long videos, or it's too long to invest in this? And also, I want to say that I have enabled ads on this channel, so to experiment and see if I can earn some revenue. So if you see ads on my video, please be understandful. I'm just experimenting. I don't expect anything real, like just experimenting with YouTube to see how it works, everything. So that's it. Thank you for watching. If you are still here from the start, it was a great journey. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you want to see next in the comments, or just wait. I will find something interesting and prepare a new video. Okay, cheers. Bye, guys.